One. Welcome back, guys, to Pastor's Coffee. This is episode 39. Brooks, this is Stiff. Stiff, why don't you tell everybody how your week's been?
It's been going good. Um, you know, working on school, whether it was a couple weeks ago or not,
Oh,
we
goodness.
were working on it. I'm gonna save myself before you say anything about it.
I wasn't going to, but now you reminded me.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad that I told on myself. I may have had a discussion that was due 2 weeks ago, and
There you
I,
go. Okay.
I, I got it. I got it done before. You know, they don't accept it anymore, and so
That's right.
teacher sent me a reminder. So, okay, listen, it's not all my fault. It's not all my fault. Sometimes
Oh,
things just
man.
don't come up on the old to-do list, and that's where I just look. I don't look at anything else really, and
Okay.
that's just what it is.
It was the
It's,
best thing ever. I had the notification. Nathan Stifler submitted to the discussion, and then it said which discussion. I was like, wait a minute. That wasn't this week.
we don't have one this week or last week.
No, I got scared for a second. I was like, "Am I missing something?" Nope, that was 2 weeks ago. Oh
So
man, that's too good.
but yeah, I did that normal week here. Have Sunday morning and Sunday night.
Good.
Want to kick back off.
Yeah.
Um, last last night, that Wednesday night, forgot what day it was. Um, and so we had about, I think it's a 38 kids,
Good.
so
Yeah, it's
it's a
good.
good turnout for what we're used to.
Definitely. Yeah.
And so excited for that. Um, watched a little bit of the. We'll have to get into this, but watched a little bit of the debate on
Yeah.
the vice
Yeah.
vice president, and that was a very civil debate. Um, I'm used to looking on Instagram and seeing Kamala Harris uh, really not know how to talk. But that's all I'll say about that. I did want to say this. I did want to say this.
Okay. Oh goodness.
Um, I've learned that how to be a politician.
Okay.
If someone asks you a question,
Yeah.
go and tell them a
Oh,
story
I know.
about something that doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you want to fix this trophy that Liam broke? Liam broke a trophy last night.
Do you really?
Well, when I grew up in the middle
Oh
class,
man.
anyway, so I just wanted to say that um,
Oh,
Trump,
we're canceled. We are
we're
canceled.
canceled. You haven't even talked yet, and
I haven't even said a thing.
Trump also has some weird sayings, but one side is a little more than the other. Anyway, so how's your week going? I just
Oh,
wanted to
it's
get that
it's
off my
it's
chest.
wonderful. I'm so glad that you did. No, really, that was hilarious. Um, but yeah, it's been a good week. I it's been a little bit more busy on my end. I'm preaching this week and normal stuff with the youth and everything. But I had a couple extra meetings and met with um, some people. Those were some really good conversations. And but yeah, it's been a good week. Been learning, been really studying. Been studying Romans 1. That's what I'm going to preach on this week. So it's been a nice, very familiar passage, but it's been kind of cool to go a little bit more than in depth with it. And uh,
Yeah.
I try to learn something new every time I'm going to teach on it, and
Mhm.
I have this time, so that's been nice. But um,
Yeah.
speaking of the debate, I'll say a little bit. I usually try to
Okay.
avoid it. I try to. Um, to I mean, I can't have us both getting us canceled. But one thing I will say is I really appreciated kind of how civil it was. Now again,
Yes.
we laugh at how the back and forth and the Instagram stuff, and it is funny, but man, it's not politics.
Yeah.
It's a circus when it turns into that. You
Mhm.
had two guys, and again, whatever way you fall, but you had two guys really trying. Now they didn't answer everything. There was some things where I felt could have been answered a little bit better, but they really tried to answer the question. And they
Mhm.
weren't just trying to get zingers in there and trying to get the
Yeah.
other person down. Because we inflation is so crazy right now. We just want to hear how it's going to be fixed. Just
We
tell us how
just
it's
want
going
to
to be
know when we're not going to
fixed.
pay $3.15 for gas. That's
I
all
mean,
we
good
want to know.
grief. Yeah, exactly. So, I was pretty happy with that. It was kind of nice to see that. And again, you kind of have I know people have difference of opinions, but you watch that debate, and then you go back to some of the other debates that we've watched, and you start to think, man, why can't we just put two candidates like this up to just debate like this
Yeah,
instead of having all this craziness?
yeah.
There are people who know what they're talking about out there. Like,
They
why
they
can't we
sounded
put
they
those
sounded
two candidates?
educated. They
They
sounded
did,
educated.
and that was nice. That was nice for a change.
It was.
So I will say, I mean, I usually don't try and get too into it, but that was nice for a change to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I don't know.
You know, I think it was very simple. And you know, they both were humans at the end of the day. Like JD
Yep.
Van uh, saying, you know, sorry that your son had to witness a
Oh, absolutely.
shooting.
That was cool.
I
That
mean,
was super
that
cool to
was
see. Yep.
cool. You
Yep.
know, differences of opinion, but still, you know, it's a human to a human. And the way that we see it is a sinner to a sinner who are
Sure.
both in need of a savior. And whether
Absolutely.
they've done that or not, that's up between them and the Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was overall. I tuned into the last half of it. I didn't even know there was a debate until an hour into it.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, but yeah. Something I wanted to talk about this week. And I was thinking about it since my vacation.
Yeah.
Um, and we see so many people in this world
Mhm.
who go through tragic events. Um, and you know, me personally, and I can't speak for you, and I don't know how you are, but I can't say that I've really gone through something tragic in my life. And I can see people, and I think now of like in the hurricanes and um but even in just everyday life and people who have all these medical issues, and to see people though have these medical issues and still be praising God and how he is.
Yeah.
Um and I just that's something that's come over me with my vacation and something I thought about, and then just been thinking about this past week.
Yeah.
And um with Albina, you know, she's gone through tragic things,
Sure.
and to see her faithfulness to God and to see her come back to him.
Yeah.
Not that she, you know, left him or left the faith, but you know, when you go through a tragic thing, you know, that relationship has to be severed a little bit, and not
You
because of
question.
what God's done, but just because of in your life and
Sure.
how these things line up in your life, and you ask God why do these things happen. And so I just wanted to maybe get your thoughts on, let's just say somebody comes up to you who does have this tragic um, thing in their life, whether it's um, they have this huge medical problem, you know, they just got cancer, or you know, or they just lost a family member, and they're asking, where is God in the midst of all of this?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and just go ahead and give your kind of thoughts on that.
Well, I grew up in a middle class family. I'm just kidding. That's awful. It was super serious. I'm sorry.
I that was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
that was so good.
That's so
I'm leaving that
serious.
in there. You're getting canceled.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It's just too perfect.
That was so good.
Okay,
That was
leave all
so
this
good.
in. I promise I'll answer the question. It's, it's just,
You might have to wait. Okay, we're
I'm
good.
sorry. I'm sorry.
That was
Um,
good.
but it's kind of crazy. I think this is kind of how the Lord works things out sometimes. Um, I was thinking about this. You know, we hate like in terms of movies and stuff. We hate spoilers. You know, like we especially like when the Mandalorian comes on for us. If someone tells us what happens before that, we will lose our minds.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sorry, I was getting another call. Um, but we absolutely lose our minds. And but in terms of life, we really want to know the outcome. We really want to know what happens next. And I think we try to make God reveal things to us in the way that we want them. You know, anytime
Mhm.
things are revealed to us, in terms of like spoilers for a movie, we're going to have it revealed to us, but we want it in our time and we want it in our own way.
Yeah.
And I think about in life, it's not always the outcome that is so bothersome. Sometimes it is, sometimes it really is. But a lot of times it's the timing of that. And we wish we were prepared or we wish we had more time. A lot of times when people pass and you have all the people left and they're like, man, I just wish I could have said this or I wish I would have done this. And you have all these what ifs and I wishes because you wish that it was revealed to you in a different way. The outcome doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
It's how it was revealed to you. So how I would answer that in a long answer, just because I've been studying that and looking at Romans 1, how he reveals things to us is putting into perspective of all of eternity. If this life really is a vapor, like James talks about, if we were called out of darkness to bring forth the praises of him who called us out of it, then we are responsible for keeping an eternal perspective, not just with ourselves, but everybody that we talk with. So when people come to us and talk about the things of this life that are not perfect because we messed it all up, just constantly reminding them and reassuring them of the hope that we have an eternity to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that does not fix everything
No.
in terms
Yeah.
of a mindset, but it's the only hope that's there. And I think that that's what kind of sets it apart. It's when you look at Job, you know, and his friends, when he loses everything. I mean, the greatest tragedy that could ever be
Mm-hmm.
described, just in terms of losing it all. Um, and his friends, when they first get there, they don't say a word. They sit down with him and they're just there, they're present. And then they mess it up and start giving their own input, obviously. But in the beginning, they have it right because sometimes there's not anything that you can say to give
Mm-hmm.
someone some encouragement. Sometimes it's just your presence. And one thing that you can always count on is that God is with you in the midst of it. And maybe he didn't prevent something that you really wish he would have, or he didn't step in when you thought he did, but he has an ultimate plan and purpose, and we don't understand it all the time. And we'll spend the rest of our lives trying to answer those questions. But
Yeah.
we can know that he's preparing a place for us, and we have our eternity covered. Not a single thing that happens on this earth, not a single outcome, changes that fact, that
Yeah.
truth, that there's a place waiting for us. So what do you got on that? I talked too long. I'm sorry, but
No. I think that was great. I'm going to echo kind of what you said there with the present thing, and looking at Job and his friends, as crazy as they kind of were with
sure.
what they said, they did do that right, and they came in to the situation and they sat with him for a week. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're not
Yeah.
going to go sit with somebody for a week in silence.
Not going to do that.
And
Yeah.
just I think especially as pastors, and this applies to everybody who is a Christian, but I think especially for pastors as we deal with this a lot,
Yeah.
is that we have to be able to listen, and we have to be able to just sit there and grieve with the people who are going through this medical issue, who are going through this death in the family, whatever it may be, listening to them and just letting them pour out these questions,
Yeah.
but eventually letting them figure out and guiding them toward Christ and what he's done for us, and again, that this life is a vapor. And it's just, I think when you look at it at the end of the day and you look back and you see these people who've gone through these tough things, and to see them now give the praise and glory to God through it all is insane. And I think just sitting there listening to them, and that's something I've had to learn with Albina. Sometimes I just gotta keep the mouth shut and
Sure.
let
Yeah.
her just talk, and maybe we both just sit there in silence. Can be awkward, but it just needs to happen.
Right.
And so I think if you are going through something tragic, and it doesn't even have to be tragic, something that's just on a daily life thing, realizing that this life is for Christ, and that us sitting here wallowing over it for months. There is a grieving period, and the Bible calls for that. But to realize that this life is not just your own, that Christ has given you this life so that you can glorify Him, gives you a whole new purpose in life.
Amen. Yep.
Anything else you want to say about that?
I think it was good. It was good. We didn't have that planned.
Nope.
You did it again, my friend. Yep. You did good.
That's what we do. I guess that's what we're gonna start doing. Unless you guys comment.
I don't think it's gonna happen. We've been asking. They won't do it.
It is what it is.
They won't do it. Yep.
But you guys can share down below anything you want to talk to us about. Good.
That would be
bad.
helpful. Yep.
We can even talk theology some. We'll just have to prepare for it a little bit. But,
yeah, we can't just go off the cuff.
Yeah. We'll start talking about stories that don't matter. So, anyways,
oh man.
Mom, you can go ahead and tune out. We're gonna go ahead and talk about NFL. I talked to her this past week, and she did watch the whole last one. You know why? Because Liam was in it.
Oh, well,
that's the only reason.
That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I just need to start tagging Liam in all of these, and people start watching them. That's what it is. I just say featuring Liam. Yeah. Everybody's tuned in the whole 40 minutes.
There we go.
So, but yeah. So, anyways, how's fantasy treating you this week?
Not good. Not good. No.
How did? Can we? I just want.
And you stole my trade. I
stole your trade.
I had it, and then he stole it.
I just wanted to shout out Vic. We were on the phone this week, and he felt really sorry for you.
Yeah, so. you always get on the phone with these people and then steal my trades.
You gotta not text. You gotta call.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta get on the phones. You gotta hit the speaker button and just. It's like Moneyball. That's what you gotta do. I don't recommend that movie as a pastor, but I do recommend it. Not really as a Christian either, but it's a good movie.
As a fantasy football coach.
That's what it is. That's where I get my mentality with trades.
Right.
And that's exactly how Jonah Hill responded. Is how I responded when I got that trade. So I think it's an even trade. I gave up Puka for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I gave up Nick Chubb, who, just for the record, Jordan Steiner, if you are listening, you said that Nicholas Chubb does not matter anymore.
That's crazy.
But anyway, week 4, come and gone. Any idea of what the records were? I'll just give you a record update before week 4. Just wanted to let you know.
I feel like I did all right this week if I remember my picks. I don't remember.
You did. Before week 4, we were pretty neck and neck. I was 25 and 23. You were 26 and 22.
Yep.
This week I went a whopping 11 and 5. Not too bad. But you destroyed me again. And you went 13 and 3. So
talk to me.
Insane. So updated records here. What?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just good to be good, I guess, huh?
It's hard being the best, I guess.
Yeah, well, except when it comes to fantasy, I guess. So, my new record is 36 and 28, and yours is 39 and 25. So, a 3-game difference. So, wanted to throw that out there.
This is looking real familiar. This is looking real familiar to last year. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll see. when we get back into towards the end of the stretch here.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Guy.
What was that?
You're second half guy, huh?
Second half. So. Just for your information, there's already bye weeks, which is kind of weird.
Very early.
Lions, Titans, Eagles, and Chargers are all on a bye week this week. So
yeah, that's affecting my fantasy team for sure.
Mine as well.
Yeah.
So Thursday night football tonight. We have Bucks at Falcons. What's your picks?
Give me the Falcons.
Falcons. I'm going to disagree with you here. I think the Bucks will. They are away.
Yeah.
But I think they can do it. I think they've been kind of on a little bit of a hot streak here. The Falcons still look great.
That's a coin flip game to me because I
Yeah.
think they're both. But I like them at home. I like them at home.
Yeah, it's good to take the home team there.
Yeah.
Our first London game of the year, Jets versus Vikings in London. Vikings are 4-0, by the way.
I'm gonna take the Jets because I think they have to win it.
Yep. We're going to disagree again.
I think this is where the Vikings get beat. I think this is where they get a loss. I think it'll be close.
I'm going to take the
But
Vikings.
I think okay.
They're going to continue the streak. Sam Darnold is proving that
They
he's
found
that
their
guy.
guy, man. They found their guy.
So, Panthers at Bears.
Panthers are kind of turning the corner, man. I take the Bears.
I'm going to take the Bears as well. I think they're in Chicago.
Chicago will be on fire if the Panthers beat them.
Caleb Williams they're going to bench him.
Yeah.
Happen.
Yeah.
I will say Caleb Williams needs to put it together, though. He hasn't really had a year yet.
It's still very early, though.
It is.
Still very early.
And, but Jaden Daniels, most likely.
Monster.
Speaking of Jaden Daniels, Browns at Commanders. Jaden Daniels right now should win Rookie of the Year. No doubt about it.
He might be MVP. He might be the MVP.
He might get a vote, too. That's right now.
I shouldn't bet against my team. I don't even know if I call my team. Man, I'm so done with them. But I'm taking the Commanders, especially at home. The Browns just look awful, man. They just look awful right now. The Commanders
they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awful.
So, I'm also taking the Commanders.
Yep.
Dolphins at Patriots.
Oh,
yeah. Garbage matchup.
I feel like the Dolphins have to win this one.
Are you taking the Dolphins?
I'm going to take the Dolphins. And that's just hoping that Tyreek Hill has a breakout game. I need him to.
I'm going to take the Patriots.
Probably the smarter pick, especially at home. But
without Tua, I will say this really shows how valuable Tua was.
Oh, my.
I really underplayed how effective Tua was.
Yep.
But, wow.
This raises his stock for sure, but I don't know if he'll have anything to cash in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, Colts at Jaguars.
Colts. Well, is Richardson good?
I think so. He was questionable until halftime, and then they just decided to. He was still in pads the whole game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts. I'm gonna take the Colts.
Does he play the whole game? I don't know, but
right. I'm gonna take him.
I would take Joe Flacco in the Colts.
That's true. I forgot they have Flacco. Yeah,
I'm taking the Colts as well. The Jags might have the first overall pick this year.
Flacco, especially after last year, needs to be. I wish the Browns would just kept him.
They should have. Him or Brissett.
Yeah.
From the year before. Both were playing this year.
Flacco needs to be a starter. He's still good enough. He's still good enough.
If he's in the right offense, Dolphins just
I know.
Call
him
up.
Great
call up the Colts. Bills at Texans. Big matchup here.
Bills will get one back this week, I think. Especially, this is the Diggs game. I'm still gonna take the Bills. Yeah, that's a
Bills. Yeah. That's a big statement to Diggs. If
big time.
And I think they don't do it. The Texans are gonna win at home. So
I like my pick.
Josh Allen probably will win MVP if he keeps it up.
100%. Yeah.
Which not looking good for our MVP picks. So
no.
Ravens at Bengals. Divisional matchup.
Ravens. Bengals look awful.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Ravens as well.
Yeah.
I really hope the Bengals win.
Yeah.
I just don't have much confidence. that the Bengals will win.
Ravens are putting it together now. We've been talking about that the last 2 weeks. Last week,
Alex is really not liking that he traded me Derrick Henry.
yeah, that guy's a monster.
Thanks, Alex. Raiders at Broncos, first 4 p.m. game.
I think I like the Broncos, especially with all the Adams trade talk and everything. It was just kind of. I think I like the Broncos.
I'm also going to take the Broncos.
Okay.
As a Steelers fan, I do kind of hope that we do not get Devontae Adams. I think he would improve our team, but I just don't think he would. I think
If
George
he
Pickens
goes
and him
to the Chiefs, it's over.
We might as well just call it a season.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Dude, with him and Worthy.
And then if they get Rice back, which I don't think they will, but
probably not.
But if they did, good grief, that's insane. Yeah.
Just filthy.
Yeah.
Cardinals at 49ers.
49ers. Yeah.
I am going to take the Cardinals.
Bold. Very bold.
Bold. I think the 49ers, they're a little underwhelming this year. Not that they're not good, but I just think that they're not unbeatable anymore.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. And I think the Cardinals, if they get hot with it all on offense, I think they'd have a real chance to.
They can keep up. I just don't think their defense is there yet, but their offense is right there. Yeah.
Giants at Seahawks.
Seahawks for sure.
I'm just gonna write that in. Seahawks. Yeah. If the Seahawks don't win, Giants are just horrible. Malik Neighbors is good. That's about
it. That's it. That's all they got.
Yeah. Packers at Rams.
Packers.
I'm also going to take the Packers. Rams just don't really have much going for them without Puka and Cooper.
Yeah.
So, matchup I'm looking forward to, Sunday Night Football, Cowboys at Steelers. You already know my pick. So,
Cowboys, they got to win. Must win for them.
I think the Steelers can do it after last week's performance on the defensive side of the ball was a little scary because we were doing really well, and then now last week we were doing horrible. But I think we're going to fix the mistakes, and Justin Fields is going to have another 2 rushing touchdown game.
Look it.
Calling it here first.
We got it.
Monday Night Football, 1 game this week, which I really appreciate that. I hate 2 games on Monday Night Football. Saints at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Can't really bet against the Chiefs at home.
Not Arrowhead. Yep.
No. So, hopefully this week I will get a couple games on you. But with the way things go. With the way things go, probably not, but we'll see. So, shorter one today for you. Hope you guys have a good week. Anything else you wanted to say?
Don't think so.
Got pretty much.
Leave us some comments.
Leave us some comments. 50th episode coming up soon.
Very soon.
You can let us know when. Let us know what you'd like to see. I'll bring Liam on if that's what it takes.
We're up for anything.
If you wanna hop on the episode, let us know.
See if we can make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't like you, I guess we just won't have you on. Maybe we can bring on Kamala Harris to share some stories.
Goodness. Oh man. Oh, goodness.
We're not gonna get canceled. Ever.
We're already there.
We were canceled back when I made the beach store joke. That was when we got canceled. That was episode what? In the teens.
Yeah, something like
that.
Been
a while.
Yep.
So we appreciate it if you're still listening. Go follow us on Instagram. Maybe you can share a post.
That is a possibility that you could do. Yeah.
You could do that. You could like it. Give us a follow if you haven't.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Yeah.
You could subscribe. You could check us out on Spotify and see
Yep.
how that works. And
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. So you guys have a good week.
See you all.
See you later.